let me introduce you to Chris. Chris has been a group member in 3 of the most recent courses that we run at Freedom Church. I think he's looking to try to collect a full set. Chris has kindly agreed to answer a few questions about his experience of the groups to share with us. So, Chris, first question. What 3 words would you use to best describe your experience of the Freedom Church courses that you've done? And those courses are money coaching, Kintsugi, Hope Wellbeing, and more recently, Alpha.
Helpful. Number 1, supportive and fun.
Great, thanks very much. So let's zoom in a bit and think about money coaching. How would you best describe the impact that it has had on your household budgeting and the way you now manage your money and finances?
So it's highlighted areas that spending. It's been highlighting areas where you don't realise you're losing money and just sort of spending it in the industry. Magazine subscriptions, TV subscriptions, you don't realise how many you've got of those. And it's helpful with budgeting and how to budget for the future and work money out.
Great, so you think it's something that is going to stick?
Oh yes.
Great. Well, thanks, Chris. So let's move to Kintsugi next. So what would you say to people who were perhaps thinking about signing up for the next course, but not quite sure whether it is worth their while and what the benefits of the course could be?
Do it is what I would say. Definitely to go. The purpose of the course is to understand more about yourself, understanding others, how to look after yourself and how to be nice to yourself and treat others the same way. It helps you personally, it helps everybody else.
Great. Bonus question I didn't tell you about, Chris, this one, but I know people have come on the course in the past and said, we've done the stuff that the NHS and Mind have offered. But this feels different. What do you think is different about this?
It's different because you are doing it for keeping the group, you are in connection with others within the group. NHS, it's normally done online, laptop. Very rarely in an actual face-to-face group setting. This was done group setting, and it was nice to have that group setting. It's nice to listen to other people's problems and discuss other people's issues along with your own, and you get a better understanding of other people and use their ideas to help you offer ideas to help them.
Great, brilliant, thanks very much. So lastly, let's talk about the Alpha course, which we're just about to go into week 5. Firstly, are you glad that you decided to sign up and come along to Alpha?
Yes, I am, yes.
Okay. And secondly, what has impacted you the most so far about the course and caused you to really think about?
Mind blown on a few of the areas covered, things that I've not really thought about. Religion and faith, and it's brought up a lot of questions. It's been enjoyable so far, and continue to be enjoyable. It's just fun.
Is it something you'd recommend to people you know?
I'll definitely recommend it. I've actually been talking to a couple of lads who I work with about it.
Great.
As we've done one night in the past, we have discussed it, and it is well done.
Great, brilliant, thank you. So that's great, Chris. Thank you so much for your time. That's given us plenty to think about too. Thank you.
How do you interrogate other people like that? Did he have a light shining in his face?
So that's Chris. Chris, as Darren said, is collecting all the services, and he's a fantastic addition to our Alpha course this year. And what a guy! Such a cool story that God is writing in his life. And the thing is, there's stories like Chris's happening all over the place. And they might be connecting initially with CAP, maybe they're connecting initially with Alpha and Suki. People are coming in from all different directions. The doors are open to our community, and it's something that we've been believing for, isn't it? As a church, we've been saying this for a long, long time, but more recently we've been bringing it to the forefront from January going, we're believing this time next year, actually by this time next year, we'll be in that fully into it. But by January next year, this church will have grown. And I think if you were here Sunday, I wasn't, but Sunday was bustling from what I hear. Even when I came just afterwards, it was still super busy. And we're seeing the fruits of what's happening in these groups. On Sunday, for example, we had 4 different families, 5 actually, represented from Alpha alone, from the Wednesday and the Monday night Alphas, which is so exciting to see what God is doing. So that's why it makes evenings like this just so important, because we can't do all this stuff without the support of everyone here in this church. I'm going to pass on to Jess. Jess is going to intro a couple more things and talk about the community groups that happen, and then we'll look at kind of main finance update together. Jess?
Hannah, can we just go straight for Honeypot 1 and 2? Yeah.
My husband Bill was diagnosed with dementia roughly 2 years ago, and I was introduced to the Honeypot by somebody else, and it's been a game changer in my life. We have met so many lovely people, and the staff are just wonderful. We do lots of activities, and now at the moment my husband Bill is gone into care, unfortunately, but I still come to the Honeypot because it gives me such support that other people don't realise, because the people there have been through this situation and we help each other.
My name's Mary Kirk. I come here with my husband Mike, who's got dementia and possibly Parkinson's as well. This is our lifeline. If I didn't come here, I don't know what I'd be doing with people to talk to. I've made friends. We meet each other out of the club, and we've even had tattoos done with the Honeypot one, which caused a bit of a stir.
Right, there's a photo. There we go.
I can't say I approve of that, Jess.
You don't
I don't approve of tattoos.
It's not enough, is it, John?
We know your views on tattoos.
We did a little practical joke the other day. We got stick-on ones, and we said we felt left out, and we showed them, and they actually believed us that we got these tattoos.
We did confess at the end, didn't we?
We did. We said we were very bad. We shouldn't have had that joke with them, but we did. So, as you can see, Honeypot is doing really well. It's really benefiting people's lives. It's an absolute joy to be here on Friday morning, and we're getting around 40 people a week turn up. It's crazy. But I'm going to actually share a story from last week with you, which is really exciting. Angie and I went I want to say Downham Market, but it wasn't Downham Market, it was Needham Market. I've told everyone I've gone to Downham Market, but we only went to Needham Market. Yeah, and we met with 3 churches out there who are thinking of setting up their own Honeypot. So we did a whole presentation on what Honeypot looked like, and then we sat there for I think about 40-45 minutes talking about what it looks like to live with dementia, but also how we as churches can cater for people with dementia better. And it was just such a lovely time, wasn't it, of sharing with different churches, going what needs to change. So we've kind of gone back and gone, look, if you want to open one, we want to get alongside you and help you. And I think for us that is the next stage of Honeypot. It's not about us holding it here, but it's about us taking it out and taking God's kingdom and building it elsewhere as well. So that's the Honeypot update. We're going to go with Tots next, please.
Hi, I'm Lucy and this is Obi, and we've been coming to Food Tots since Obi was about 4 months old. We absolutely love it here. It's my only group that I go to consistently. I wouldn't miss it unless Obi was poorly or something like that. So yeah, we come every single week. Obi loves it here. He feels really at home here. The group is amazing, always really welcoming and lovely. I felt immediately really comfortable with everyone, and anyone that joins us new always feels really comfortable as well. It's been really great for us. Obi gets lots of socialisation here, and yeah, it's a good place for mums to come and chat. I think it's opened up a lot of doors to me that I maybe wouldn't have had available to me before. So actually, since I've joined here, I've been exploring my own self-journey of faith. So the ladies who are helping, by the way, have done an alpha course for us on a Wednesday morning before group, so we come a little bit earlier, and we've been just sort of having discussions about faith and things like that, and it's actually led on to me coming on a Sunday as well. So yeah, really positive things to say about Freedom Church, and Jess and Amy are amazing, we love song time, and yeah, we wouldn't miss it for the world, so it's amazing.
So what can I say about Tots? Tots is great, even though I'm the adult person in the room. Yes, so we've now got, I'm going to call it a discipleship group on a Wednesday morning, where we're just meeting together and talking life, talking what it looks like to live with Jesus in our everyday lives of having busy, working and having children, which has been so amazing, and it's really challenging me and Naomi on how we answer questions of faith, and why was Jonah in the whale for 3 whole days, and what does that mean? But it's really cool because some of the things that we're doing, even like the events, the Easter event, Katie picked up one of these little Jesuses that I'd had around, and this morning she didn't want to come to group because she hadn't slept at all. Anyway, we were trying to encourage her on the WhatsApp to come, and she was in the car, and this little Jesus she put in the top of her sun visor, and as she pulled it down, it fell into her lap. And she went, I need to go today, because Jesus has told me. So I was like, great, amazing. So yeah, it's just going really, really well. Hello?
Is it interactive?
Yeah.
Why is that, that sort of discipleship, the alpha, whatever, why is that happening now?
I think it's because we've spent a year and a half building relationship with them ladies. Yeah, just intentionally making sure that everybody's okay and chatting with everyone. And I think them particular ladies actually came to the group on their own. So when we had the soft play set up in the middle, people would come with their friends and they'd hang around. They'd be fine, that would be great for them, but they didn't need community. Whereas I think people are coming to groups on their own, and therefore they're wanting community and building their relationships now. So we've invested quite a bit of our time into making sure that people feel welcome, people feel that they can chat with us, and yeah.
Is it coincidental that it's also at the same time as the adult, I say, adults, the evening?
Yes, it actually is.
Yep.
Yeah, because I was going to suggest that they came to the evening, but with newborns it's not as simple.
No, of course not.
And it literally was the week before Easter. I was sitting there and they were talking about how they were scared about dying, and I said, it sounds to me like you need a little bit of Jesus in your life. And Katie turned around and said, I think I do. Can I chat to you about that? And that's where it came from. So it was just a God thing, really, on that. Any more questions? No, great, lovely. It's not the main point of the story, is what I went back with. That's not what we're, don't worry about the whale, or the big fish. And then Send, I haven't got a video for Send because I actually didn't feel it was appropriate for me to do one for Send. So Send is absolutely fantastic, and one of the things that I feel has really been amazing this year is seeing them go to different events. So with the Send Cafe, the heart behind the Send Cafe is not that they stay on the Thursday and only on the Thursday, like this is your special time and you stay there. It's actually about bringing them into a larger community of people, and we have seen that at Christmas. We've seen that on the first Fridays when they've come along, and I think they're loving that, and I'm loving seeing that, and it's lovely watching everyone interact and understand that you can have a conversation and on everything that you want to have a conversation with, and that these guys deserve to have that conversation just as much as everyone else. So Send is going really, really well as well. So that's my update on community. Thank you, Jess.
This is not an interactive part. By the way.
You need to move back a bit, because I can't see your
Use your
face.
head on the video. Yeah.
We should put a little X on the floor.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'll do
Yeah,
that
and
next
actually, that's
time.
not the best camera. We should kind of-
Yeah, for all the shins.
Never mind. I don't have any. I only have one of them. Don't answer that. Okay, so we're going to look at the main update now. So, got a bit of a. Had conversations with Andrew. He didn't want to talk. We'll see how true
gonna
he
head
remains
in.
to that comment that he made last
It
week.
must have been interactive.
He said he didn't want to talk.
Can't interact with himself.
As God is our witness, and he's no longer talking this evening. So, so what we've done, Jess and I have met with Andrew, and we're going to break down the finances in 4 ways. We'll put a thing up in a minute, Hannah. But we want to break, because otherwise, if we just look at the finances as a whole, it's just a bit too big. So we're going to look at CAP. We're going to look at community, cafe, and church. Everything begins with a C. It's coincidental.
It's so natural.
Oh dear. So we're going to look at it as 4 parts, and there's going to be an image that kind of shows the four parts. It breaks down. I'll talk you through it. But obviously, this time last year, about 18 months ago, I think it was October 2024, we had some kind of, not quite an emergency meeting, but something similar to that. We were staring down the barrel of about 6 weeks left of funds to operate. That's no longer where we're at. We're about 7 months off. If everything just stopped today, we're 7 months off. And what I'm not going to do tonight is show you a spreadsheet of all the ins and outs of finances, because it's too much again. I'm going to give you the kind of overview, the bottom lines, which is what everyone really wants to know and what people keep asking about. So Hannah, if you pop that thing up, fantastic. So
Have you got a magnifying glass?
if there were binoculars just underneath the seats, that was the theatre ones. I'll read it out to you. It's actually better that you can't see it. I can go through it and you can't all read ahead. So, I wish I had a little laser pen pointer though.
I could get you a laser pen pointer.
Oh! Hang on. Now I know that it looks like we've got one in our arsenal, I might use it all the time.
That's not going to be good.
That's not going to be good for everyone here.
You haven't got a battery, we're good to go.
Never have I felt. Now I've had a lanyard as well, I just feel so powerful.
Don't point in people's eyes and sign the risk assessment here.
That aircraft is fine.
What button's that, Chris?
The red button.
Oh, okay.
Right.
That's so cool.
Very impressive.
Okay. So. No, I like
It's Star Trek. Something like that. Star Trek.
Okay, basically what this is, these columns here, so cafe, community, church, down left, and titles for stuff. I'll bring it down to current shortfall, freedom giving, that is, as a church, the money we want to effectively give into our own ministries, like we support CAP as a ministry, we want to support Cafe as a ministry and so on. And then, so after that, what I'm going to call the quote-unquote, the real shortfall within that. So, CAP, just to run through the figures at the top, CAP, current shortfall is £700, these are monthly figures. So, without any contribution from Freedom Church, CAP is losing £700 a month. We give, technically at the moment we give £700 a month because the church is constantly plugging gaps within all the ministries. But we want to kind of settle on being able to give £300 a month into CAP, making our real shortfall £400. Cafe is currently got a shortfall of about £1,200. we also want to give £300 as a church into Cafe, recognising that the Cafe it's a vehicle for so many of our communities to run, for people to drink coffee, eat, drink, and belong. So the real shortfall is about £900 a month over here. As for community, they are the groups that Jess has just mentioned: Tots, it's Send, and it's Honeypot. Those three groups are very fundable. That's the good news. However, funds they kind of have a lifespan. At the moment, in the current climate, there's not loads of money around like there has been in the last few years. We are on people's radar, which is a real plus. But it's still, sometimes these funds, these grants that we go for, or Jess and Nikki and others go for, they're not accessible after you've accessed them a couple of times. Sometimes you have to have a break. So we're kind of looming at kind of down the barrel of not loads of money out there, and we've had them a couple of times now. We can't necessarily go for them again in this over the next year or so. So community, current shortfall 600, an intentional giving from Freedom Church of 300 again, meaning our real shortfall is about 300. And then finally church, that's, I don't know where to stand, it's all speak, isn't it? The current shortfall is about £1,500 a month. However, as we give into those other ministries of £300 for the Cafe, for CAP, for community, it actually kind of is a negative of 900 also. So really, the real shortfall within church general fund is £2,400 a month. So adding all those things up, it's like £4,000 I think off the top of my head. Anyways, that column up. So it's about £4,000 a month that the church is short. Now the reason that we're not drowning is because it doesn't allow for, those figures don't allow for when we perhaps get an extra grant that comes in above and beyond what we've already got, and it doesn't allow for one-off gifts. Now, God in His goodness prompts people, or however money comes from, electricity refunds we had last year, random kind of God miracle things happen, and we get big chunks of money that come in, and it floats it again, and we're okay. So, like I said, 18 months ago, we were staring down the barrel. We had 6 weeks worth of money. We now have 7 months worth of money if nothing were to happen from this point. But the tension, I feel, is that one, we're always going to have an end date. The money's always going to, whether it's a business that was bringing £1 billion a year, it's still going to have an end date as money runs out at some point.
Sorry.
That's me. I've labelled you. You're out. So, you have to give an extra £100 now, Keith.
My own store.
Oh, okay, that's okay. She can choose it. We're always going to run out of money at some point. So, to say that we're 7 months off, it's okay. I think where we'd like to get it to is a point where there's a bit more balance. At the moment, we are kind of plugging gaps all the time. And there is a balance to be had between being kept on our, I was going to say our toes, I'm going to say kept on our knees in a healthy, needing faith way. If it was that easy, everyone would be running a church because if they were super profitable. But that's not how it is. We have to, it keeps us in a posture of faith, which is a healthy place to be. That being said, the tension, because that is true, the tension is also, if we were to have those one-off gifts and grants, and we weren't actually plugging gaps with that money that came in, we could do so much more. So when we want to do something, even if it's something within the building, say, we've often done vision funds, and people in the church have always responded really well to that. But it would be such a cool place to be in, to go, do you know what, maybe the toilets haven't been touched for nearly 30 years, can we upgrade the toilets? Or little things, or the kitchen, which is being used like 6 days a week. Wouldn't that be great if we could upgrade the kitchen? And we didn't have to always appeal for a vision offering to say, Can we have money for units? Can we have money for worktop? So we're wanting to kind of get to a place where those one-off gifts, those grants, are able to actually really bless the church, because this buildings are, again, they're kind of a blessing and a curse. They take upkeep. We have work party days, but they're always super fun days, but they take money to run. But if we didn't have a building, we wouldn't be able to resource all the incredible things that we do here at Freedom Church. So we're always living in this tension. On the far right column, basically, we're having conversations with all the staff at the moment and working on what action points might look like to plug those gaps. How can we increase funds within CAP? How can we increase funds within cafe, community, so on? Can't do much about church as a staff team other than continue to pray. That falls on all of us, the church stuff. But to take it to, I don't want to say take it to the extreme. Sally used a good phrase earlier, ripples. The ripples of, I suppose, a lack of change would be that we will find ourselves with CAP having to reduce the clients that Sally's able to see to 1 a month. And where she's paid 3 days a week at the moment, she'd probably have to go down to a 2-day week to run the centre, manage all the clients that she is seeing and taking on 1 new client a month. At the moment, the capacity that Sally has is more than that. We're looking at about 2 to 3 clients a month. And it would be a real shame because people need what Sally offers within CAP. And we don't want to see that ministry have to be made smaller. Cafe, if things keep going the way they're going, then the reality is we might have to look at how do we reduce our opening hours. Because obviously it costs to open our doors. So do we have to turn the cafe into a place that doesn't no longer offer Stacey's wonderful food? All the cakes and bakes that we have here at Freedom are all made in-house by Stacey. Thank you, Stacey. And they're fantastic. Come and try them. And take home a goodie bag where you've bought loads for your friends. But if we had to lose Stacey and lose the food that we offer here, that would just be really sad. And if we had to open the cafe just around the community groups, kind of roughly 9 till 12, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that would be a great loss as well, because there's many people in this room as well, and our what we call them, our older youth, meet here regularly to do Bible study groups and various lunches and all sorts. There's a lot of life that happens in the cafe Tuesday to Friday. And with our community groups, if that ripples out, if those gaps are not plugged, then the reality is that the groups that Jess offers, she won't be able to sow the time and the hours that she does into planning them and making sure that people are in place to do everything that needs to happen. Because she won't have the time, because she won't have the days to actually input into that. And as we've seen from the videos, there's so much that is happening in Freedom Church that is celebrating, is to be celebrated, and that's outside what happens on a Sunday. We're a church that are open almost 7 days a week, impacting our community. I don't want to see that diminished. I want to see God multiply that, like we prayed at the beginning. And for church, this is a challenging one. There's people in our church who don't give and tithe at all. I've got a sheet I want to give all of us this evening to look at, to go away, to think about what it is to give our tithe and offering. What does that look like? Now, the Old Testament, not to turn this into a preach too much, but an Old Testament look at a tithe, is that 10% of what you're earning? Old Testament, perhaps more about what you're producing. Jesus says, sell everything and come and follow me. And we're a church that are asking you to prayerfully consider, could you give 10%, 5%, 2%? God's looking at the position of our heart as generous, cheerful givers. We're not going to get religious about, I know that you must get that much money, and that's not 10% what you're giving. God's interested in the position of our heart. I'm interested in the position of our heart. because Lizzie and I have lived a journey of highs and lows in our finances. And the thing that has never changed, other than perhaps the percentage of what we give at a certain time, God's always blessed us financially. And I know, I believe strongly that that is a direct result of the fact that we have postured our heart as generous givers. And I want that for our whole church. I want that to be our story. That we go, actually, we are a church family here. We can't do all the work that we do. The stories that have come up on the screen, and many, many more that are not on the screen, can't be written if there's no staff here Monday to Friday. Because there's no one around. There's no one around to hold the space, to facilitate it, to get here early, to pray together, to worship together on a Monday morning as staff team. Some bit you might be that you go, well, I sow my time into the church. Well, unfortunately, I have tried paying Jess in £500 and 3 man hours, and someone did this, and someone did the kitchen, and she just doesn't cut it. Hours sown into the church does not pay Jess's wage, or Stacey's, or mine. But it's not just about our wages, because we're just a conduit in which God is using in order to reach the community. So I do want us as a church, and I'll touch on this a bit on Sunday, because we've actually got about 55 adults in the church. 55. Today I don't see 55, and I know we've all got many good reasons why some of us can't be here tonight. But the reality is we do need to do something. We do need to prayerfully go away and consider what we're giving. And if you're already giving generously, and I know that many of you are, it's not that we're saying, please, you have to give more. But just go to God and just ask, hey God, I'm giving this at the moment. Is there anything you want me to do? Do I need to be giving more? Do I need to be giving less? Do I need to start giving? So that's all we can do. We can just tell you and remind you that God is faithful. You cannot outgive God. No matter how much of your income you give to Him, I just wholeheartedly believe that if you're giving it out of a posture of generosity, a response to what God is saying when He prompts you to give, that He will just replenish that pot. Because it's not yours anyway. None of it's ours. It's all His. In a bit, we're going to have an update in a bit from Sally, and a cafe update as well, and also with Harry, and then Harry's just going to share a few words as well, because I won't go into it now. But then we're going to close with a time of worship. As I said, we will close with a time of worship this evening. When we do, I'm going to hand around this kind of document that I've written called Tithes and Offerings. Take that home, read it. It's kind of packed with loads of scripture. I put it actually in the e-news a couple of years ago and updated it slightly this week. Thought it would be a good thing to take home. We've also got gift aid declarations. So if you are giving and you're not gift aiding and you're eligible, then please do that. And then we've also got an I pledge document. So sometimes, like a lot of my finance being mostly self-employed, I know for myself that sometimes actually I don't feel like I don't have much money this month, but in 2 months' time I know there's a job that I'm doing or something, I might have more income for whatever reason. A pledge document means that if you want to commit to giving something, you'll see it when it comes round to you. Whether it's I pledge this monthly or I pledge this as a one-off, what we want you to do is fill both of them out, hand one back in. That's if you decide to pledge something, you don't have to pledge anything. But then fill both of them out if you do want to pledge something, pass one back to us, and then take one home, stick it on your fridge, and remember, that's what you said you were going to do. So anyway, Sally, I want to invite you up to give us an update on CAP. Would you like the laser? The laser?
No.
I think
I didn't know I'd have a laser or do a cycle.
I think I'll leave So self-controlled.
Okay, so I've got 2 minutes. So I just wanted to start with something really, really positive. Well, two things actually. I wasn't aware that the video that had Chris featuring in it, I'm going to bring it right back to a link. So Chris is someone I met through CAP in September 2024. And it's lovely to kind of see, me and other people invited him to everything that he came to. So Darren and I wanted to run a money course, so I roped him to come to the money course. And I wonder if he can't say no to me, I'm not sure if that's what the problem is. Then we talked about Kintsugi, and I knew that there was lots and lots, he was trying to get help in various areas. He came along to Kintsugi, and then when we started to run Alpha, I sent him a little gentle note to say, oh, would you like to think about Alpha? He would always accept prayer for me, always, and we had some really amazing answers to prayer whenever we prayed with him. And then Liam had been our befriender, so Liam invited him, but Darren started the invitation as well because he used his Kintsugi knowledge or his link to say, would you like to come? So he got asked 3 times by 3 different people, and he's coming along, which is absolutely brilliant. So I think for me, to see that, I know I have met a lot of people. I've been doing it now for 7 years. The centre will be 15 years old in October. Which is amazing. I'll share something else about that. But I know that that kind of is only one example that we can say that somebody's connected. But I think what we don't know is, I gave Mike the example of a stone in a pond, but what I don't know is that every time I meet somebody, I drop the stone in the pond, we show love, we show care, kindness, we're helping, we're listening, we're doing so much more. But then you have this ripple effect. So the ripple effect for Chris is, well actually, he had the opportunity to come to Freedom Church to get resource to help him with one thing, something else and something else. The spin-off of that is that when we ran the second money course, there were 4 CAP clients I could invite along. It was just great. So they already had an idea of what budgeting was about because we'd helped them with debt advice. But it was just really great for them to be in this area and to be in this space. So to be honest with you, if we run the money course, I know I run it as well, but if we don't run it, then I can't invite clients to help them to learn. And if we don't do Kintsugi, I can't invite clients that are struggling mentally with their health to come. So for me, I feel like I can go out and I feel like I'm back to my old sales days with my brochures that says, oh, would you like to have this dessert or this? Now I can say, well, actually, you're struggling with your mental health. Well, look, you can come along. We can invite you to come to this. So on behalf of the communities, I want to say for me, it's a great tool to have in my kit bag. So that's brilliant. And Chris is a great example of that. So, and I would often send him little messages, prayers, songs, all sorts of things. But I felt when I first met him, I really felt that God was going to speak to him. I can honestly say when I met him, I really, really felt that. So it's just wonderful to kind of see what's happening and what's going on for him. So that's the first bit. What I really wanted to share, and Darren's very proud of this, so on the 2nd of April, Darren was able to share with me some statistical information, but this is quite significant because on the 2nd of April, we were able to report as a debt centre that we have finally reached a 2 million milestone in terms of the debts that have been paid off or written off through our debt centre. So people we've encountered, £2 million. So we've done that. We've helped 119 people
to get debt free.
To get debt free.
Lots more.
Yeah, but help lots more. So 19 of those people managed to repay their debts. That was £231,000. Something called full and finals would be that we would negotiate, maybe people have sold their properties, they've got some money, and we've negotiated with their creditors to reduce their debt. That's just 97,500. That was 5 people. Insolvency, which is bankruptcy or insolvency, bankruptcy or a debt relief order, 93 people. That's 1.6 million. So the capacity for people to not be able to pay is the main driver. So that was really, really good to be able to celebrate that. I know it sounds crazy to say we're so excited that it's that much money, but I think it's the fact that we are helping people, that there are people in our community that are struggling. So I just wanted to kind of just give you some top line stuff. So far this year, 2 clients have gone debt free.
I'm currently working with 13 clients, so 13 existing clients that are all in different stages. 4 of those are couples, so when I work with couples I have to do advice for each of them, so I have to get paperwork for each of them. 8 people at the moment have currently received advice and they've got decisions to make on what they want to do moving forward. And within some of those, their circumstances have changed, which means their advice has changed, so we've kind of got to go back to the drawing board with that. So it's a little bit, I feel like I'm a hamster in a wheel sometimes. I've got out of it and I think, oh yeah, we've got an answer, and then suddenly I've got to go back into the wheel and we've got to go again. So we've got 8 people I'm in the wheel with doing that. I've got 6 other people that are currently at early stages of getting their paperwork for me. I would say in the 7 years I've been doing this, it's getting harder to get people to really engage in that process, and I feel it's taking a lot longer to do it. So there's lots of patience, help, IT help. There's all sorts of things that I'm having to do with people as well with that. So that's 6 there. So 13 people currently in the mix. I just wanted to share one interesting stat is that at the moment I'm working with 4 people that are under the age of 30. And I think what I've realised, obviously my own son Joshua comes into that age category, but you kind of realise that there are youngsters now that have not been coached at school, don't know anything about finances. It's tap a card, you can have credit here, you can have this, you can have this. I met one young couple, I tell you, I had no idea there were so many places that you could get money from. Honestly, it took me forever to kind of work out all these different things that they were doing, and they both doubled up on everything. So she had one thing, he had another, and it was just incredible. But they know, when you talk, they know they need to change. They know they need to change, but they don't know how to do it. They don't know how to do it. So that's an interesting demographic, is that at the moment, more people under 30. I just thought I would share some interesting stats from CAP's perspective. So this is from last year. So in 2025 CAP, I want us to appreciate that we are part of a big machine. It's a really, really big machine. It's national, it's around the country. But nationally, CAP last year, we supported 7,847 people to get debt free. At the moment, so there's a report being launched tomorrow. So CAP does an annual report and it's coming out tomorrow. But last year's annual report reported that the average debt per household is £10,000. It is actually higher in our region, but this is kind of a national one. The average number of debts that a person has is 12. I know that's not 12. 12. About 41% of the people that reached out last year actually was what we call priority debt. So they're not managing to pay rent, they're not managing to pay a mortgage, they're not managing to pay utility bills or council tax, which is big stuff. And 57% of the people in that report last year actually fall under the poverty line. So I think for me, to be surprised by Chris's video today, it kind of lined me up to be able to say, that's why we need to do CAP, that's why we need to do what we do. If I'm honest, it's flipping hard. It really is hard, and I don't want to do it for no money at all. So I'm being a little bit ruthless there, but I honestly want to say you are meeting with so many different people, but the other stuff that we can bring and we can include, I've lost count of how many prayers I've prayed for people, and I think it's just about, I think every time I pray for someone, I just name that person, bring them to God. And Jess and I were talking this morning. My biggest thing for me is that sometimes I don't know what happens to those people afterwards. I don't know, but God only knows whether they will have a conversation with someone else. Something else might happen. So I feel it's drop the stone in the pond. Let's get the ripple effect. Let's see what happens, and we have to give them all to God and see what happens. So that's
Can I just add, Sally, that 2 of your clients in your list are people that I started working with 7 years ago. And they're still going, and they're still paying off their debts, and they had debts in excess of £30,000, and they're down to below £5,000 each.
They're not included in that 13 actually, so what the 13 is those that I know of, but there are people that are on repayment plans, and there's probably at least 5 of those, so there's more.
And I think that's amazing that people have stuck with that for 7 years too. It's a hard grind, but they're doing it.
So, yes, so that's it for me.
Another minute, Sally.
We've got
You've got another minute left.
No, Naomi's going to take up that minute, so don't worry. Can we play Naomi, the befriender?
Hey everyone, so I've been spending some time with Sally, going out on cat visits with her. I've been to see 3 different ladies with her now. I've just been doing it since September. And yeah, I've really enjoyed it. It's been great to see Sally in action, and just the way that she just has like so much compassion and time for the clients that she sees. Obviously the money side of things is kind of generally just the tip of the iceberg, and yeah, while we kind of get that sorted and get all the information, there's just generally like other stuff that the clients want to talk about, just other things that is going on in their life, and kind of that's been my role, just to be a friendly face and to offer kind of support and advice and encouragement, and just kind of relate with them from my own personal experience as well. 2 of them have been mums with young kids, so just kind of share on that common ground. And yeah, it's just been really nice to be that support and that encouragement for Sally. We pray together before we go in. Sometimes if I'm feeling bold enough, I'll pray for the client as well, if they accept that. And on the whole, it's been great to see how receptive people are to that encouragement and to prayer, and to us talking about how faith helps us. So yeah, it's been really good. Okay, bye.
Bye. Sarah.
Yes, you're good.
Right, I have written this. I'm going to just read it because there's quite a lot on there and I don't want to miss anything out. So it starts with, hi everyone. I just want to give you a quick heads up as actually to how the cafe runs. So I am the cafe manager, and I am paid for 15 hours a week. Monday morning, Tuesday all day, Wednesday. Stacey is, I've lost her, there she is because I've got long glasses on, can't see her, is our wonderful, amazing kitchen manager and our chef, and she is paid to work 25 hours a week, Monday through to Friday. So the cafe, as you know, is open Tuesday to Friday, 10 till 3. We use Mondays now for all sorts of things, including baking, because as Mike has already mentioned, all our cakes, our bakes, everything is all made in-house by our amazing Stacey now. We don't buy anything in at all, apart from our raw ingredients, which is fabulous. We also do things like admin and staff meetings and various other things. But also on a Monday, we also host a Bible study group that comes in a couple of times a month. And also Esther runs an ICU support group that we host here on a Monday morning as well. As we have already heard, we host a number of community groups that are going on. Tuesday morning we also have a breastfeeding support group that meets here, and then we have Tots, Send and Honeypot, as you already know. To help us staff the cafe, we have a number of regular volunteers from church. We have Noah, who helps on a Wednesday morning, Carrie, who now helps us when she can on a Thursday. She helps with Send, and then she helps in cafe the rest of the day. We have Naomi, who comes in when she can, and Andrew is our wonderful emergency barista when he can come. We also currently have 2 very faithful, amazing, reliable ladies who are not from church. Becky, who volunteers on our very busy Thursdays. A lot of the same group now stay for lunch, which is really lovely, and we have a number of other people that come in for lunch. Thursdays is lunch day for some reason or another. So we have Becky on a Thursday and Linda, who volunteers on a Friday. Both of these ladies have been volunteering faithfully for us, week in, week out, for about 5 years. which is amazing. They are nothing to do with the church, but they come and faithfully serve in the cafe week in, week out. Very sadly, Becky has just told us that it's time for her to try something new, so she is leaving us at the end of July. To be perfectly honest, this is absolutely gutting. This is a real blow, and we desperately need someone to fill the huge gap that she is going to leave. That is a really huge prayer point, because I don't work on a Thursday. Stacey cannot manage the cafe on her own and cook the amazing things that she does and provide all the lunches that she provides. We desperately need somebody for a Thursday, or a replacement for Becky. So, as of the beginning of this year, we are trying to stay open all the way through the school holidays. The cafe used to close during school holidays because of Jess or Laura had children and childcare was tricky, so we now stay open through the holidays. We did shut for a week over Easter, but that was because we were painting the kitchen and doing various other things, but we try and stay open as much as we can. Mornings in the cafe tend to be our busiest times, as generally that's when the groups run. Our afternoons tend to be quieter, but actually some of our customers really appreciate the fact that it's quieter, so it's not all bad. As already mentioned, we now make all our food in-house. This has significantly reduced our costs. Early last year we streamlined our menu, we cut out our less popular items and simplified our remaining choices. This made a big impact of both reducing waste and cost. We've since been gradually introducing new items which are proving very popular. We've also expanded our gluten-free options and introduced try-it treats. When Stacey's doing a bit of experimenting, we then provide them at a bit of a discount and we get a bit of feedback from our customers. And when we have them, they are very popular. And we are just in the process of discussing the possibility of introducing some brunch items and maybe actually opening slightly earlier. Mike was talking about the possibility of us shrinking our hours, having to shrink our hours, but we're going to look at hopefully possibly opening as a trial period about half an hour earlier and introducing some brunch things. Stacey and I were just talking about that today. You wouldn't have to pay us any more money to do that. So just over a year ago we introduced our kindness cuppers scheme, whereby customers can buy kindness cuppers for someone in advance in a kind of pay it forward kind of a way, and we recently gave away our 80th cupper, which was very exciting. It's lovely to know that we can bless people in this way. Some of Sally's cat clients who she meets here, we are able to help with that. Some of the mums from Tots that we know who are struggling either financially or emotionally. Our Wednesday morning alpha mums, we always give them free coffee. Or occasionally just one of our regulars who is maybe having a birthday or a bad day. There was a lady who came into the cafe this afternoon and she had just got a new card and her card was not working with her phone, so she had £1 that she could spend, and I offered her a kindness cupper, and it was very lovely to be able to do that. We have, since we started this scheme, when we first announced it, we had 50 kindness cuppers in our bank, which was amazing. And ever since then, we've had really lots of kindness cuppers. We are now down to 3. That's the lowest we've ever been. So if you're feeling generous this evening and would like to buy some kindness cuppers so that we can continue to bless our mums, our Tots mums, and whoever else, then we can sort that out for you. No problem. In October we started running our first Friday events, Friday evenings every other month. Stacey and I run that as volunteers. We're not paid any extra to do that. We do that purely as volunteers. And we also have other people who volunteer to help us out. Nikki, Andrew when he's not on holiday, various other people. Lee helps us. Darren gets commandeered, he doesn't get a choice. Hannah. So yes, we have a great team of volunteers for those evenings. And they are proving very popular, very successful, and helping our finances too. They have been a wonderful mix of people from church, from Honeypot, from Send, and lots of people from the community, and it is brilliant to see how we get such a cross-section of our communities that we connect with at those evenings. It's really lovely. And the next one coming up is at the beginning of June, so if you want to book your tickets, you can do that too this evening as well. I wandered off. Yes. So we have also very recently introduced our Freedom Art Gallery, which hopefully you have seen. Selling pictures and cards created by a number of our local artists, including our very own Stacey and Lindsay, and some of the members of our art group, who have been meeting in the back hall for hundreds of years, I think. Many, many years. And it's really lovely.
They started in the Toddlers group.
I think I don't know how long they've been meeting. And they've just got some new members, because it was looking like it might have to close, but no it doesn't, because they've got some new members, which is great. So we are selling art on their behalf. We take a 20% commission, so that is also helping our finances. Excuse me, I've just been contacted by another lady who saw a post on Facebook who would be really interested in selling her pictures. She makes pictures with sea glass and that kind of thing. So she's coming to see me on Wednesday next week, so that's really cool. So again, please feel free to have a browse and buy a picture or some cards. The cards have been very popular actually. There's some very beautiful cards. So, our challenges. Volunteers. We always need volunteers. We cannot run the cafe without volunteers. As I've already said, Thursdays is very busy. We're losing Becky at the end of July. We really need 3 people on duty on Thursday because it does get so busy. So if there is anybody who can volunteer even a few hours, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a Thursday, because I'm reasonably flexible during my week now. So if somebody could say, I could work, I could help on a Wednesday, then maybe I could work on a Thursday. So just volunteers, we need volunteers whenever. Yes, and if you're scared of the coffee machine and you want to volunteer but don't want to use the coffee machine, that is absolutely fine, because there's always lots of washing up to do. Not a problem. Our other challenge is encouraging customers to come in the afternoons rather than the mornings, or not rather than the mornings, new customers to come in the afternoons, more customers. And increasing income without rising our prices significantly or increasing our staff costs. We have been gradually increasing our prices because we have to. We did it in January, we did it in April, we will be doing it again shortly. Just gradually increasing our prices so that we can increase our income. Because it's a fact of life. We have to do that. So, how can you help? Spread the word about the coffee, the cafe. Spread the word. I believe that word of mouth is the best advertising. Absolutely the best advertising. Spread the word. Use the cafe if you can. If you ever see if you use Facebook or Instagram, like, share, repost, anything like that that you see, don't even have to comment, just share it so that more and more people can see about it. Leave a review on TripAdvisor and Google. We have our own pin on Google now. We do have a number of very nice reviews actually, and it'd be really great if we had more and more, so leave us a review. Buy some kindness cuppers, that would be great. Buy tickets for First Friday. Come and enjoy First Friday. Bring some friends, bring family, whoever. And pray. Pray, pray, pray. We'll actually, the service on the 31st of May, which is the 5th Sunday of the month, we are actually focusing on cafe that morning and praying and sharing a little bit more. So please try to be there. And in the meantime, pray. Pray for me and Stacey. Pray for all our volunteers. Pray for all our existing customers, on all those who are yet to walk through our doors.
On the right spot, or
Can't see.
yeah, I'll keep going.
Just talk on your knees, Harry. Sit down.
Yeah. So yeah, I wanted to share a little bit of a testimony of getting involved with the cafe and the groups here. So as a lot of you probably know, I finished my last job and I had a little bit of a gap, a bit of a break between which I was kind of really wanting to be intentional of leaving to give space to be, to kind of get ready for the next job, but also to really find out what really happens here at church, which I have a great pleasure of doing. So I came along on one of the mornings with Tops, and we had a crazy morning. It was so many coffees and everything, and yeah, it was great fun trying to make coffee and learning about frothing milk. And, it was so exciting. I loved it. So I would highly recommend, if you ever wanted to give it a try, just come on down, just give it a go. Sarah will show you how it all works. It was really fun. Yeah, but it was just amazing. When I was here, like, people were just streaming through the doors. Like, this room was rammed of people. And it's just like, you don't believe it until you see it. So if you've never been along, just come down and just be part of it. And I was just so cool. And then seeing a group meeting for Alpha before with Jess and Naomi, and like this stuff is happening right here. And then also came to Honeypot, that's it. And that was really cool. Just sort of being there, just chatting with people, and like what they were, everyone was just saying like how much they look forward to Friday, and just how they just couldn't wait for it to come. And it just got me, like just seeing just the joy that people walk out of and being part of here. It is incredible work. The other thing is just like little things that are happening here, I keep bumping into at work, and it's just so cool. I just wanted to share just two little stories. It was around Christmas. I met this lady and her husband actually at one of our kind of like networking things, and she comes here with her grandchildren, and I saw her again when I was helping with the coffee, and I was just like, these connections are far. And this week one of my new colleagues came here for one of the Tops Christmas things, and we had a great like start of a conversation, like the church reach is so far, and it just keeps coming up, and it's just amazing what God is doing. Do come down and come and see it for yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, Harry. Cool. So I just wanted to say that God's faithfulness, as I touched on it, is immense. 18 months ago, we were walking around as staff teams, core team, and whoever else joined in. And it's before we had Andrew as our treasurer, and we were just walking around the building, outside the building every morning before we came into work. The staff would do a lap around the building and pray, because we were like, Lord, we know you to be faithful, and our financial situation was desperate, really. And I think Nikki Sims, who heads up Skylark, along with Pete, had been praying with us as well, and suggested that we try prophetically walking around the building. It makes no logical sense at all, but it did get us a faithful Andrew who has helped us steer our finances into the right direction. We're not there yet, but the compass is pointing in the right direction now. And I think I'll talk about this a bit Sunday. We're going to be looking at fasting. I think it's something that we should, as a church, look at doing. How do we enter into a season of prayer and fasting once again? Just really believe for our finances, and to really see God break through them once again. So we're going to move into a time of worship, Darren. And then, as I said, we're going to pass around this tithes and offering.